Hello my friends, Master Sommelier Peter Neptune here with another episode of my YouTube channel. Thank you for your requests and thank you for all your kind comments. It's been very gratifying to know that you've been enjoying the videos that I've been putting up. And I'm going to do some requests in this session that I'm doing. First of all, I'm going to do German Rieslings and feature Mosel Rieslings right now. And I've got three wonderful producers and three wonderful Mosel Rieslings in front of me at different levels of sweetness. Now, this isn't a class on German wine. That would take me an hour or 5. But just a couple things. You know, there's a perception out there that Rieslings are always sweet. They're not. There are dry Rieslings. And the great thing about Riesling is one of the most noble white grapes on planet Earth. Many would say that it's the most noble white grape because it can produce wines from bone dry to lusciously sweet, wines that can age for decades, if not hundreds of years, with something like very, very sweet Trockenbeeren Auslese, and also is incredibly food friendly and versatile. And so these wines, while they're among wine aficionados, they're beloved. Among many other people, there's just a little bit of confusion. So we'll try to allay some of that confusion and make German Riesling a little bit more palatable to you. One thing is the German language and speaking it correctly. And the funny thing is German is easier to pronounce than French because there's nothing left out. You just simply say every syllable. When an I follows an E, it's a long I. When an E follows an I, it's a long E. So Riesling is spelled R-I-E, right? S-L-I-N-G. So it's Riesling. But I'll talk about some of these things. This one's an easy label to read, but something like this is a little more difficult. So we'll take you through all that. So I thought it'd be fun to do a dry Riesling. And again, we're doing all Mosel Rieslings today. The Mosel River is a very, very famous river. It's one of the most famous wine-producing regions in Germany. It's known for its very bright, high-acid wines that are very crisp, very clean. And the slopes of the Mosel, by and large, are unbelievably steep. I'm talking like this. I've been there, and you tie yourself to these iron stakes in the ground to hold yourself from falling down all the way to the bottom. It's unbelievably steep, and it's known for its incredible slate soil. There's blue slate, there's red slate, there's purple slate, but that contributes to an incredible mineral character in the wine. And this first wine, which is the Selbach, these guys have been around for a couple hundred years making wine. And this is the Selbach Mosel Riesling dry, and he literally calls it incline because of the incline of the slope. The Selbach family, they've been farming in vineyards that's called the Golden Mile. It's an area basically between Peasport and Bernkastel that's been farmed since the Roman times, over 2,000 years ago. And so the wine here, we're going to take a look at it. It's he calls it dry, so we'll take a look and make sure what we think. So here we go. Cheers. This is a beautiful pale lemon green. So one of the things that we do look for in color is there can be a green tinge often to the lemon color. And that's because of varietal, thickness of the skins, when the grapes are picked, ripeness level, no use of new oak. Oak definitely adds color. There could be a number of reasons, but it's a beautiful, vibrant, pale lemon green. And on the nose, that just gorgeous Riesling aroma of apple, pear, lime, a hint of lemon. There's this floral character to Riesling, acacia, and a little bit of honeysuckle over the top. And again, a kind of a wet stone, wet slate minerality on the palate. Wow! Woo! Bright acidity, man. Dry. That's dry wine. So for those of you who want a dry Riesling, this is a really good example. Dry, high acidity, mouth-watering, medium alcohol, medium body, medium minus body. It's very light on the palate, very dances across the palate, and medium plus intensity because of the acidity, and those really intense flavors. On the palate, lime, green apple, green pear, lemon. There's a hint now, even though this is a young wine, there's a hint of a very famous Riesling descriptor, and it's petrol. In Europe, the gasoline is not scented like it is here in America. And you get more of a kerosene, truly petroleum character in the gasoline over in Europe. And the word we use in wine tasting is petrol. It's a good thing. It's very typical of Riesling, and it's something. Another good word to use is pine nuts, pignoles. That's a similar kind of a smell. On the palate, the finish is medium plus, and there's just this sense of lightness and yet intensity. It's a dry wine. Boy, this is just, I'm begging for shellfish, begging for oysters. It's got incredible minerality on the finish. It's just got a lot of just really, really slaty minerality. And this is $12.99 at High Time in Costa Mesa. In fact, all of these wines I bought at High Time. This is gorgeous wine, certainly good and highly recommended because for the price, a real value wine. Check it out. It's definitely worth checking out. So congratulations to the Selbach family. Moving on, this is a little more difficult to pronounce, okay? This is Max Ferdinand Richter, and this is the Riesling Veldenzer Elisenberg. Veldenzer Elisenberg Cabernet Mosel. So what does this mean? In German, a town becomes possessive by having an ER put at the end. And so the vineyard within that town becomes possessive. So the vineyard is Elisenberg, and it's in the village of Veldens. And so it becomes Veldenzer. Veldens has the vineyard of Elisenberg in it. And so that's a really helpful way to look at a German label. You go, oh, well, there's the name of the village because it's got an ER there, and then the name of the vineyard is following it. Oh, great. Now I get it. Cabinet refers to one of the Prodicot levels. And again, this isn't a German wine class, but simply put, or maybe not so simply, the German government decided to give kind of a ranking to the levels of sugar in the grape juice when the grapes are pressed. And that's called must weight. When we press grapes to make wine, that juice is called must. It's no longer grape juice because you drink Welch's grape juice. But we must make some wine, right? So must, you can measure the sugar in it. And they use a refractometer and they look through it and they have degrees that'll tell them what the potential alcohol will be and what the level of sugar is in the must. And that's called must weight, like how much you weigh, right? Must weight, how much sugar is in the must. You could end up with different levels of dryness. You could actually ferment a Prodicot wine all the way to dryness, which would be called trocken, right, or dry. But you have different levels of Prodicot, which is the term they gave, and it goes Cabernet, Spatlese, Auslese, Beerenauslese, Eiswein, and the granddaddy of them all, Trockenbeerenauslese. And it's different degrees of must weight. When you get into the Auslese level and higher, you definitely have noble rot. Well, I thought we'd taste a couple wines that are more really with food, particularly sushi and sashimi, and the Cabernet and Spatlese level. Cabernet literally means cabinet. It's the first wine to be harvested of the Prodicot levels, and the producer, this would be their first wine that they would make and have bottled, and they would have it in their cabinet, in their kitchen, and you come over and you go, hey, how was the 2023 harvest? Or, oh, here we are, 2024. Oh, I've got my Cabernet right in the cabinet. And so that's the first wine that they would produce and the first wine that we would be able to taste of the vintage. So that's easy. So let's check it out. This is the Cabernet from Max Ferdinand Richter 2023. Pale lemon green. Oh man, more intense. You get more dried honey character here. So you've got, Mosel is known for this kind of very crisp green apple, lime. There's a little hint of lemon here. There's the petrol, there's dried honey, acacia, honeysuckle, but there's more intensity here. There's more going on. There's a honeyed, even a melon, a honeydew melon. That's like the list that I get at home. When I get home today, I'll have a honeydew list. Let's check it out. on the palate. Now, you have some sweetness here, balanced by the acidity. So it's this incredible feeling on the palate of balancing acid and sugar, and it's absolutely wonderful. So this is medium sweet, high acid. Alcohol's low, probably 8%. So you can tell, I can tell that when you have this kind of acidity, this medium sweet character here for a Cabernet. This is a pretty sweet version of a Cabernet. What do I have? Man, 60 grams per liter of residual sugar. That's a lot of RS for a Cabernet for $23.99. Man, what a bargain. I picked this up because I know the producer, but I haven't tasted this wine in a while. This is great. So you've got a good amount of residual sugar, but it's balanced by the acidity, and that's what makes these wines so food friendly. I'm dying for sushi right now. These are great with the sushi rolls, your eel sauce, and all that kind of stuff that's going on. So we've got medium minus body. It's very light bodied, but it's very intense. So you've got high intensity and low alcohol. And the finish is very long and very mineral on the finish. So you get, again, underneath everything, that stony, slaty character. This is really, really beautiful. The age of the vine here is 50 years plus, and there's I love they say it's quartziferous slate. So there's obviously some quartz in there. This is a very good to outstanding wine. I highly recommend it. And if you've never tried a wine like this that's got some RS but beautiful high acidity with sushi or sashimi, man, do it. You will thank me. Also, Asian food. I love Vietnamese food. I love Thai food. Wines like this are essential for these Asian foods that have intense flavors and often sauces that would do well with a wine with sweetness. Bravo. Very good to outstanding wine. That's outstanding wine for the price. $23.99 at High Time. Dr. Lucen has been making wine for over 200 years. They are famous in the Mosel. They have vineyards in a number of the very famous sites in the Golden Mile. And this is a particular wine, and look at the label here. It says VDP. So this is a wine. These guys are members of the Verband Deutscher Prädikatsweingüter. That's easy for me to say. It's the group of German Prädikat wine producers, and they've created an association. There's roughly 200 members that have also come up with a classification. It's called the VDP classification of vineyards. And they've classified a number of vineyards as being Grand Cru. And these are based on historical records, common knowledge. You obviously look at the site, it's that steep. And these Grand Cru vineyards in German are called Grosses Lager. Not the word Grosslager, which means something entirely different. But Gross Lager, it means great growth or great vineyard. And this particular vineyard, it's called Erziger Würzgarten, is one of those Gross Lager. Erziger Würzgarten means from the village of Erzig, Erziger, and Würzgarten means the spice garden, because the wines since Roman times have been known to have this beautiful spicy character, even a little bit of white pepper and spice. It's one of the great vineyards of the Mosel and of Germany. It is one of the steepest vineyards in the Mosel. I mean, it's like that. It is unbelievable. Age of the vines is roughly 60 years, and this is a Spatlese, which means late picked. So the grapes are picked about a week and a half later than for Cabernet. So the must weight is higher. There's more sugar in the must. That doesn't mean there will be more sugar in the wine. It depends when the producer stops the alcoholic fermentation. How do you stop the alcoholic fermentation? Chill the wine down as it's fermenting, and that'll halt the fermentation, leaving residual sugar. So let's check this out. Again, this beautiful, bright lemon green color, and this is a 2022. So there's a little bit more intensity here. This is a little bit more than pale, medium lemon green, maybe even more lemon. And on the nose, more intense. There's more going on here. So we've got that typical apple, pear, lime, lemon, acacia, honeysuckle, really, really slaty minerality. There's a hint of citrus peel and like citrus oil. There's an incredible petrol character coming through. A sense of honey now, actual honey here on the palate, on the nose. And a real intense slaty minerality on the palate. Again, medium sweet. This is a little bit sweeter than the Cabernet. Cabernet was 60 grams. This is 66, 67. 7 more grams of sugar. Definitely you can feel it on the palate. A little bit sweeter, but still high acidity. But acid makes a wine seem less sweet. Sugar makes a wine seem less acidic. So that's a really good one to know. So it doesn't seem that sweet. I can tell, you know, you can feel sweetness right on the tip of your tongue, by the way. I can feel it. God, my mouth is watering like crazy. This is a gorgeous bottle of wine. Perfection. This is great. Great wine. So light-bodied, medium minus body, low alcohol, probably 8% again. High intensity, long finish. This is just beautiful on the palate. Again, there's a hint of melon, a hint of nectarine, the lime, the lemon, the apple, the pear, even more golden delicious apple here. Incredible stony, slaty minerality, long finish. This is outstanding wine. Just great. $28.99. Man, for Dr. Lucen, that's an incredible buy. You know, these guys are great. They're a well-known producer. I wanted to feature them. And boy, it does not disappoint. That is one heck of a bottle of Mosel Riesling. Bravo. These are all really, really, you know, fine wines. I recommend them all. Dry, medium sweet, and boy, they just go up in intensity. But highly recommended. Bravo, bravo. I love tasting these wines, and I hope that you'll take this and run out and buy a bottle or two. Thank you for watching. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors about my channel. Subscribe if you can. And I look forward to seeing you on my next video.